All right, so now let's get into using wildcard characters with the SUMIF function. Let's first just go over the syntax. So I'm going to zoom in and I will just show you. Up here you can see if you use the asterisk as a wildcard character and you put it, so you're going to have the asterisk and then you have a sequence of letters or characters or just one character, then what that's going to do is it's going to make your criteria, it's going to say your criteria can have any character at once where that asterisk is, but it must end with the characters ing in this case. If I were to change that ing to an S, then it would basically say your criteria can have anything at once where the asterisk is, but it must end with the letter S. And it's the other way around if you put the asterisk at the end or you put your criteria, like the letters or characters that you want to be included in your criteria. If you put the asterisk at the end of them, then it's going to say this criteria must start with, in this case, ing, and it can have anything it wants after ing as long as it starts with ing. So it can have anything at once in place of the asterisk. If you put an asterisk before and after, then this syntax is saying you can have anything you want where the asterisks are. So you can have anything you want before, you can have anything you want after, but it must contain ing, or again, anything else that you put there. It must contain S. It must contain G. Okay. Now, if you use the question mark as a wildcard, this is saying you can have any characters you want in between, in this case, I and G. So basically it's saying this your syntax must begin with I and it must end with G. Your criteria must begin with I and it must end with G. You can have anything you want in between it. If it begins with I and ends with G in this case, then it's going to fit within our parameters. Okay, so now let's actually use some examples. So what I have here is a list of sales. And then here you have a job type, but the job type we have it coded. Now you can here's like a code key or acronym key. So for the very first letter, if the first letter is R, then that means it's a roofing job. And if the first letter is E, it means it's electric. And if the first letter is H, HVAC. And then that's so on. Here's your key. The second letter, if it's R, it means replace or rewire for electric. The P stands for repair. I stands for inspection. And that's going to be your middle or second letter. For the third letter in the code, the N will stand for like your office. Let's say you're in Florida, you have a north, central, and south office. So you can separate your sales by office. So N stands for north. So if the code ends with an N, it means it was sold out of the north office. C, it means it was sold out of the central office. And then S means it was sold out of the south office. Okay, so let's say you want to start summing up some data, but we don't want to sum everything up. And you can see everything here is ordered by date, not by job type, not by acronym. So it would make it extremely hard to go into each one and add those up, by using like the regular sum formula. So instead, what you can do is you can use the SUMIF formula and you can use some wildcards to sort out your or to filter out your jobs. All right. So let's start with, let's say we wanted to calculate all sales out of the north office. How would we do that using our wildcards? So we'd select the cell where we want our results, and just like we did before, insert function. And we're going to select SUMIF out of the insert function dialog box and press OK. All right, now, just like we did before, we're going to select our range. Now this time, I have content here in the column. So I'm not going to select the entire column. I'm going to select a range of cells, and our range is going to be our codes for our job type. So our range B10 through B54. Now our criteria, we're saying we want all sales out of the north office. All right, so out of the north office, that's going to be N, which means our code must end in the letter N. So I'm going to put an asterisk and then N. That's going to be our criteria. So now our condition is it must be a job sold out of the north office. And now our sum range is going to be, we're going to select each individual job's contract price, that entire range of cells. And now we're going to press OK. All right, we can do some number formatting. So the North office for Q1 sold $127,700. Now we can do that same thing for Office 2. Sum if and go. Select your sum if, press OK. Your range of cells is going to be your codes that tell you what type of job and where they were sold. And this time, we want to know our central office, so it must end with C. So we're going to say star. So it can be anything. It can be a roofing job, an electric job. It can be a repair, a replacement, a rewire. It can be anything, but it must end with C, notating that it was sold out of the central office. And then our sum range, we're going to select the range of cells, which is our contract price. All right, press OK, and we got that. Now our south office, same thing. Make sure I'm all the way at the top. Sumif. This time it's south, so we're going to put asterisk S for our criteria, and then our sum range. All right, so now what if we want to know our Q1 cells by industry type? So our industries are the first letter. We have R for roofing, E for electric, H for HVAC. So we're going to, within our table here, select our cell, select the insert function dialog box, press OK for sum if. Our range is going to be the same, our job type. Okay, but this time we want to know all roofing sales. Roofing is the first letter in the acronym, and it's R. So we're going to say it must start, our criteria must start with the letter R. It can end with anything else. And that we enter the asterisk, and that means it can be a repair, replacement, inspection. It can be out of any office. We want to know our total roofing sales. And now we got to select our sum range from our contract prices and press OK. And we can, let's do some conditional formatting, make this a currency. All right. Now let's find out our electric sales. Sum if. And range of cells is our job type acronym. But this time our criteria is HVAC, which is H. So the first letter will start with H in the code, H. And then we add an asterisk. Our sum range, we're going to select the same range, our contract prices, and then press OK. Did I type H? Okay, it should have been E. So if you want to edit your formula, this is a good little sidebar. You can click there. Let me just go up here in the formula bar. I'm going to change that H to an E. Hit enter. And now we've got our HVAC cells. Or we have our electric cells. Okay, now let's see our HVAC cells. How are roofing cells 89,000? We didn't do a lot of roofing, I guess, for quarter 1. This is not a real business. Just hypothetical. That just is not a lot. They need to step it up or get out of business. All right, so HVAC cells. Sorry, I was manually entering it. Let's just use the insert function dialog box and select sum if. Our range is going to be our job type. Our criteria is HVAC. So it's going to be H and asterisk. And again, the asterisk means it can be any type of job, like, repair, replacement, or come out of any office. And our sum range is going to be the range of all contract prices. Press OK. All right, so we had HVAC sales of 67,800. Okay, so now we want to know our job type, like replacements, like full jobs or repairs or just inspections. So now we're going to insert our sum if function, and our range of cells is going to be the same. Our acronym, job type acronym. Our criteria this time, let's go up. We want to know replace or rewire. That's going to be for the second word or the second letter in the acronym, and that will be the letter R. So it's going to say must contain the letter R. So the asterisk, which means it can start with any coded letter we want it to, but it must contain, the second letter must be R, which stands for replace or rewire. And the last letter in the acronym, which stands for which office it came out of, can be any office. So we're going to hit the asterisk again. And now our sum range is the same. All contract prices. We're going to close that up. No, we don't close it here. I'm sorry. Because we're using the formula bar, we don't have to. I'm so used to entering in functions and formulas manually. It does everything automatic for you when you use this. That's why I really like it better, because you can create a lot of errors trying to enter it manually. Press OK. Okay, so for all replace and rewire jobs, they were $284,850. Okay, so then let's do all repairs. There we go. I'm doing it manually again. Function, sum if. It's going to be the same range of cells. All right, this time we want repairs. P is the letter that stands for repairs in our acronym. So asterisk, P, asterisk, and our sum range again. Okay, so all repair sales were 26,500. And now let's do inspections. Function, select sum if, and OK. Our range is the same. Our criteria is inspection, so it's going to be I, so it's going to be asterisk, I asterisk for our criteria. So it can be any type of job or any type of industry, and it can be out of any office. And our sum range, select our sum range, press OK, and our inspection sales were 2,750. Okay, now let's use the question mark wildcard for the sum if formula or function, and we're going to filter out roofing jobs by office, electric jobs by office, and HVAC jobs by office. So how do we do that? I'm going to go sum if, press OK. Our range of cells is going to be, again, our acronyms. That's where we're going to select a criteria from. This time, our criteria is going to be any roofing jobs. So it must start with R, the acronym, but it can be any type of roofing job. But we want it out of the North office. So for the middle acronym, it's the job type. It can be any type. So we're going to enter a question mark. And then we're going to end it with the North office. So our acronym for the North office is N. And now we're going to get our sum range from our range of contract prices. Okay. Let's format our cells here. All right, and we can do it for the roofing in the central office. And our range, our criteria is going to be R for roofing, question mark because it can be any type of job, and then a C for the central office. And then again, we select our sum range from the contract prices of all jobs performed, and the function will just filter it out using that criteria. Press OK, and we can continue doing this. And we are going to, this is going to be for roofing in the south. We select our range where we will get our criteria. And then our criteria this time is roofing in the south, which is very hot. And our sum range, again, is our contract prices. That's where the sum if function is going to calculate our sales. Press OK. All right, let me speed this up a little bit. All right. So there you've seen our sum if wildcards in use. And I think this is a somewhat realistic scenario where you may end up having to use the sum if. So you can do tables, but not like, with the sum if function, but it's not going to break it down where you could just look at it real fast and refer to it. If you wanted to get these kind of answers with a table, you would have to um, continue to go down to your totals row and make those calculations in filters, where if you just want something that you can always refer to, it's a lot easier to just use the Sumif function. So that concludes my Microsoft Excel Sumif function tutorial. I really do hope that it helped. And please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. And check out some more of my videos. I'm going to be coming up with about 2 every week. And just subscribe, hit the bell notification, and stay tuned. And I appreciate you guys sticking with this to the end.